Dark Nova's Revenge, Chapter 8, A Unique Equestrian Wedding. It has been a year since Dark Nova's attempt to take over Spike and Equestria to get her revenge. Even it took time for Spike to make a full recovery from the event, but he was just happy to have recovered, so was even his friends too. But even though he was happy to have his friends, especially Rarity, who saved him from it. For the last 3 months, he had been thinking of proposing to Rarity since they had been together for a while now. One day were Spike out for walking by himself when he heard a voice behind him. "Spike, how are you doing today?" "Hello, Discord. I'm doing well today. Just doing some errands for Starlight. What are you up to though?" "I'm just here to relax today. It's a nice weather today for that," says Spike. Discord was walking next to Spike while he was doing his errands. "So Spike, have you thought of anything about the proposal to your lady?" That question took Spike off guard and almost dropped the 2 bags that he was carrying. He turned around and looked at Discord's face. "Discord, how in the question did you know that?" Discord just smiled at this Spike. "It was just a feeling I have, and based on your reaction, I take that as if you thought about it." Yes, but please, keep it a secret. I don't want any pony to hear you." "Your secret is safe with me, don't worry." Spike knows that he can trust Discord. He hasn't broken any promises before. After he finished his errands, Spike said goodbye to Discord and walked back to the castle. Spike has been staying in Ponyville for a while now. Since he had decided to be relocated there so that he could be closer to Rarity and to help Starlight if she needed extra help. She was looking after Starlight's daughter, which she had with Sunbird shortly after the Dark Nova's incident. Spike ran into Sunbird at the entrance of the castle. "Thanks, Spike, for the help." "Don't worry, I'm always glad to help." "And I take she's asleep?" "Yes, she's finally fell asleep a moment ago." Spike went to his room after he put the things in the kitchen. He lay on his bed to relax, and while he was laying there, he thought about his future proposal to Rarity. He had already got a custom-made ring. Spike wasn't sure when he was gonna propose to Rarity, but he was ready for it. He has been thinking of different scenarios, that he would do it on a picnic or over a romantic dinner. The same afternoon, after Starlight had returned back to the castle, she found Spike in the library playing with her daughter. "Hey Spike, where is Sunburst?" "He is taking a nap." "Okay, thanks for looking after my daughter." "It's no problem. I like to look after her." Starlight picked up her daughter, and Spike remained in the library. When Spike saw Starlight with her daughter, he was so longing to have his own family with Rarity one day. And he knows that she will say yes to him. In the evening, while Starlight looked after her daughter, Spike thought that what doing for dinner. He made pasta for him, Starlight, and Sunburst. He was thinking of Rarity and thought of the proposal while he was cooking when he heard a Sun Pony walked up behind him. "How is the dinner going?" asked Sunburst. "It should be finished shortly." "I'm starving, but I can't wait for a little bit. I can wait a little longer." "By the way, Spike, are you going to have the game night with Macintosh and Discord on this Friday and in Discord home?" Spike had been asked by Discord a little earlier, and Spike had said yes, and that he would join it this time. "Yes, it is on this Friday. Is something you need on that day?" "No, I just wanted to check on that." "I understand. Please tell Starlight that dinner should be ready in a moment." "I will go tell her." Sunburst left the kitchen and Spike continued his cooking. and his cooking skills had improved a lot. And it's actually thanks to Twilight who taught him a lot of recipes, and it was always appreciated. After he finished, he took the food to the dinner dining hall. "This is so good as always, Spike," said Starlight. "I'm glad you liked it." "You're not a good cook at all," said Sunburst. "I like to cook, and it's a thanks to Twilight who showed me how to do some easy dishes." "I know that she's proud of you, Spike," said Starlight. Spike nodded, and they enjoyed the dinner together. After dinner, Spike went to his room to do some reading of a daring do before sleep. After he had just read a few pages, he thought that he should get some sleep, and it didn't take long for him to fall asleep. A few days later, Spike was getting really excited for about his game night with his friends, but it wasn't until like 4 p.m. "Hey Spike, can you get some this from the market?" Donald gave Spike a short list of things that she needed, but mostly vegetables and some diapers for her daughter. "Sure, I can do that, since I don't have any other chores to do." "Thanks, Spike, you're a lifesaver, since some birds had to go back to work, to school, and I had to stay home to look after our daughter." "It's no problem, I get it." Spike left the castle and went to the market, where he found that what he needed to buy. While he was at the market, he ran into Fluttershy. "Hello, Spike. How are you doing today?" "Oh, hey, Fluttershy. I'm well, just doing some errands for the Starlight." "It is for her daughter, isn't it?" "That's right. She asked me to help since Sunburst is at the school today." "You truly have a heart of gold." "Thanks, Fluttershy, but I'm just glad to help her in need." They small talked for a little bit before Fluttershy had to go back herself, and before Spike returned home, he passed by Sugar Cube Corner and thought that why not get some cupcakes too? He walked in and saw Pinky and smiled at him as always, and she said to her and her friends. He walked up to the counter. "Hey, Spike, what can I do for you today?" "I thought of getting apple cupcakes. How many do you want to buy?" Spike stood there for a moment and to think. I thought about a dozen would be enough at least. "I will take a dozen cupcakes, please." "A dozen cupcakes is coming right up." Pinky started to put the cupcakes in the box, while Spike looked around and saw no other customers at the moment, but it was still earning noon, so there was always customers later on. Here you go, Spike. It will be 20 bits." "Here you go, Pinky. Thanks, and have a good day." "You have a good day too." Spike left Sugar Cube Corner and went back to the castle. He went to the kitchen with the goods and the things that he brought. He went to Starlight's room to find her with her daughter napping. He put the diapers on the floor silently and left and went to his room. There he chose to read some comic books since it was still a good hobby of his. After being reading it for a while, he thought to take a nap. A few hours later, Spike woke up and he noticed the clock was 3:55 p.m. and he was going to meet Discord at the town square. He quickly got up, went to the kitchen, grabbed a sandwich, and was a little bit hungry, and after he left the castle, he flew to the meeting spot. He saw Macintosh was already waiting. "You're on time, Spike." "Yeah, I woke up just from a nap recently. I almost forgot about the time." "Don't worry. I think Discord won't get mad at you. I hope so." "You two are here, and let's play together." Discord showed up behind them, which startled Spike a little. "Discord, I told you before not to do that." "Sorry, Spike, but you know I can't resist to scare you from time to time." Discord laughed a little, and Spike just rolled his eyes. And he looked at Macintosh, who was laughing him too. "Anyway, are you two ready for our game night?" "You can bet on that we are," said Spike. Discord smirked and snapped his fingers, and the word appeared in his living room. next to the table where the game already been prepared. They were even in their outfits of the characters, and they were so ready. While they were playing the game, Discord provided them with some snacks and drinks. This is a good time for sure. Yup, said Macintosh. We should do this more often. Yes, we should, but things always come between. You're right about that, Spike, said Discord, and who knows on that. Macintosh nodded, and what Discord said, and they continued to play the game for a while. After 4 hours of playing the game, they decided to call the night. Well, this was fun, said Discord. It was quite a fun, and thanks for the food, though. It was my treat. Discord made some food appear while they were taking a short break during the game. They said goodbye to each other, and Discord sent them back to their homes. When Spike was arrived at the castle, he was greeted by Sunburst. Evening, Spike. How was your game night? It was fine as always. How's the things at the castle? It's been calm for a while now, but our daughter was a little restless, but she is sleeping now. They can be tough. Sunburst nodded and both walked in the castle, and Starlight saw Spike. Are you hungry, Spike? Thanks, but I had some food at Discord's place. Okay, are you going to bed? I think I am going to bed since it has been a long day and been playing for 4 hours thanks to a lot of you. I can only guess on that, said Sunburst. Sleep well, Spike. Spike nodded, and he went to his room and lay down. He looked at the ceiling, and before he fell asleep, he thought about his upcoming proposal. But he wanted to do it so on a romantic time. But he told himself he will figure out a way soon. Some time later, when Spike was in the park with a stroller, he was false-sitting Starlight's daughter while they were busy at the moment. While he was in the park, he heard a voice behind him, and he saw it was Rarity. Hey, darling, I see you looking after Starlight's daughter. Yup, I'm looking after her for a few hours. Rarity looked at Starlight's daughter, who was awake, and smiled at her when she saw Rarity. Rarity smiled at Spike. You're so good with children, Spike. Thanks, it's just practice though. But it's good to see what you're like. It's like a practice. Yeah, if we would have children of our own, it would have been a good practice. When Rarity heard that comment from Spike, she started to blush when he saw it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean like that. We will have children any day, any time soon, though. I know what you mean, Spike, and I wouldn't mind if we did have children together one day. Perhaps it will happen. Sorry, I have to go back to my boutique. I will see you another time then, says Spike. Rarity gave Spike a kiss on the cheek, and she left for the park. Spike remained and thought about Rarity that was so cute but she blushing when he said that to her. Later, he decided to go back to castle, and he got back and he put Starlight's daughter to take a nap while he was taking a nap on the floor himself. 2 hours later, he woke up when he heard Starlight's daughter crying. Oh dear, you might be hungry, don't worry. I will get you something to eat. Spike picked her up and put her in his arms and started rocking his arms back and forward and started to calm her down. He smiled and went down to the kitchen to get something to her to eat. He was feeding her some food when Starlight just walked in. Oh, I thought I heard her crying. Welcome back, Starlight. Yes, she did cry, but she was just hungry. Thanks, Spike. I appreciate for the help, but I hope that she wasn't causing trouble for you. Of course not. She's like a younger sister to me. It is like when Twilight took care of me when I was hatched. I can see why you're so natural with this, though. Spike smiled and looked at Starlight, and he nodded at her. While he was feeding her, Starlight prepared something to eat herself. How was work today? It was busy as always, though. I bet on that since At the same time, when Twilight started to school with her friends, Starlight nodded to Spike and while she was eating. By the way, Spike, isn't your third anniversary party coming up soon? Yes, it's coming up in a week or actually. Have you planned anything special for it? I have reserved a table at the restaurant in town. She will love that. That I'm sure she will love. Then Spike thought of something. He should propose to her at the restaurant. Starlight noticed that Spike was in other thoughts. Are you okay, Spike? Yes, I'm okay. I'm just thought of something. After he finished feeding Starlight's daughter, he took her to the library to play with her with some of her toys. Later, Sunburst came home and took over to look after his daughter while Spike went to the kitchen to prepare for dinner. He was making soup for them for dinner. He could hear the laughter between Starlight and her daughter in the library, and hearing that made him smile. He wanted that to hear the same with Rarity laughing with their children, and he really wants to have his own family to be proud of. After dinner, Spike decided to go to bed early. He was tired since it had been a long day, but before he went to lay down, he took out the ring that he had in a drawer. Rarity will love this ring, and I know she will say yes when I ask her the big question. Spike put it back and lay down on the couch to get down the bed to get some sleep. A week later, Spike was so excited about his anniversary dinner with Rarity, and on the day he went over to Rarity's boutique to help her with some things. Morning, Rarity, I'm here to help you. Morning, Spike, darling, you're just in time. What do you want me to help with first? If you can bring me that fabric and some sewing needles, of course. Of course, Rarity. Spike went to grab the things, and he went over to Rarity, who put the needles on his back, which didn't hurt him thanks to his thick scales. He was just glad to be able to help her with the things. Are you looking forward to our date later? Of course I'm looking forward to it, sweetheart. It will be a good time, said Spike. Rarity nodded, and Spike could feel how his heart was racing a little bit faster than normally. It was because that he was nervous about the proposal to Rarity later. They later went went out for lunch together at a diner close by. I'd like to have a nice lunch with you, Spike. I liked it too, though, said Spike. I was just glad that you moved back here. Yes, I couldn't stay away being away from you any longer, though. You're so sweet, Spike. Spike blushed and smiled at her, and she smiled back at him. After the lunch, they walked around a little time before Rarity had to go back to her boutique to do some more work. They promised to meet each other outside their house at 5 p.m. Hours later, at 5 p.m., Spike went over to Rarity's house in a suit. When he saw her in the red dress, it made his heart skip a few beats. You're looking amazing tonight. Thanks, Spike. You don't look so bad yourself. Thanks. Are you ready to go? Yes, let's go. I'm getting hungry. Spike and Rarity walked to the restaurant, and he had the ring box in one pocket. He felt so excited, like his heart was gonna stop. At the restaurant, they ordered some pasta and hay balls for dinner. This is a lovely place. I'm glad you reserved a table here. Thanks. And I thought you would like it here since the food is just amazing. It sure is a good place to have a date, though. Spike had chosen to propose when they were going to have the dessert. And after the dinner, they chose to have a red velvet cake for dessert. This red velvet cake is just so good with the strawberries to make it even more good, said Rarity. I agree on that, said Spike. Then Spike thought it was a good moment, so he stood up, and he surprised the Rarity when he walked up to her and went on knees. He held out the ring and showed it to her, and she was taken aback. Miss Rarity, ever since we started dating 3 years ago, I felt that I have found my true love, my angel in my life. And how you saved me last year from Dark Nova, it came to me realize that I was ready to settle down with you since you mean so much to me. And Rarity, will you marry me? Rarity looked at Spike with a shocked face. When Spike saw that, he thought she was going to say no, but she started to cry when she looked at him. Yes, I want to marry you, Spike. I can't believe you asked me it. Spike felt relief in his heart that Rarity said yes, and she gave him a big hug and a kiss, and suddenly the whole restaurant was filled with cheering from both the staff and the other customers. Both Rarity and Spike felt a little embarrassed, but they were just happy and both went back to continue the date. Spike felt so happy in his heart that Rarity said yes. Afterwards, as they were walking back to Rarity's home, they were both smiling. That was a good dinner, wasn't it? It was a good dinner, said Spike. I can't believe you actually proposed to me. I often wondered when you were going to do it. Wait, really? You wondered that? Of course, darling. I have thought when you were going to ask me, but I was just happy you did. When they were at the Rarity's home, she gave him a big kiss and both smiled. When he came back to the castle, he saw both Sunburst and Starlight were still up in the library. How was your anniversary? Asked Sunburst. It went well. I proposed to her. Both Starlight and Sunburst looked at Spike and with his surprised faces, and Starlight started to cry of joy. That's great news, Spike. I can't wait for a wedding. I bet the others will be happy too about it, said Starlight. Without a doubt, when Pinky hears this, she will start to throw a party to celebrate it. Spike rolled his eyes because he knows that Sunburst had a point. And by the next day, when the others hadn't been informed, they went over to the castle to celebrate, which Spike and Rarity didn't mind. Even Twilight showed up because she wouldn't miss out the celebration of anything in the world. Congratulations to you both, said Twilight. Thanks, Twilight. It's gonna be fun to have you a part of the family. I'm looking forward for that myself, said Spike. The party lasted for a few hours, and during the party, the others did have to ask Spike and Rarity when they had planned to have the wedding. Rarity told them that they wanted to have it in the summer, and they all agreed to help with it. As time went on, the planning for the wedding was in full speed, and Spike had asked Discord to be his best man, and Discord said yes. Rarity had asked Fluttershy to be her maid of honor, and she had said yes. Rarity's family was so excited for her getting married with Spike. One afternoon, with Spike over at Discord's home just for talk with him about the wedding. I'm happy for the big day. It's the shortly that is shortly around here. I know. I'm happy for you though, Spike. Thanks, Discord. I appreciate it. Though, it's gonna be sad of one thing. What would that be, Discord? You wouldn't be able to join the game night so often. Of course I would. It would change that much. I hope so too. Both producers talked about that and talked about the wedding. Then, a few weeks later, the wedding day arrived. Spike were in the city hall with Discord. He could see that Spike was nervous. Getting cold feet? No, just nervous, that's all. It will be fine. Don't worry about it, Spike. Well, I just hope it will go well. It will go well, Spike. He's right, Spike. Even your brother Shining Armor was also nervous for his wedding. I know. I didn't expect every pony would feel the same. I believe that's a common reaction. Soon the music started and every pony turned their looks and saw Rarity walking up to Spike with her dad next to her. You're quite handsome. You're really looking gorgeous, Rarity. Thanks. Are you ready to do it? I'm ready. They turned to face Twilight, who was ready to start. Dear mares and stallions, we are gathered here today to bless this unique couple for their special day, and I can say that I'm so proud and happy for my younger adopted brother Spike, and I wish him and Rarity many happy years together. Miss Rarity, do you take Spike to be your beloved husband and promise him to be faithful and always be there for him? I do. Spike, do you take Rarity to be your beloved wife and promise to be faithful and always be there for her? Yes, I do. I understand you have written your own vows. Let's hear them. Rarity started to holding a paper while looking at Spike. Spike, ever since you confessed your feelings for me, I was surprised. But after our first date, I came to realize how true gentle cold you were, and that you were the one for me the whole time. I'm truly happy to be with the one that I love the most in the whole world. After she finished, Spike started to read his vows to Rarity. Rarity, after the first day when I saw you when I came to Ponyville all those years ago, I fell immediately in love with you. Even you didn't see my feelings for you, but I'm glad that I didn't give up. When you said yes to be my girlfriend, I could have been happier. And now, to getting married with you is the most amazing day ever in my life. For that, I'm truly happy to be with the one I love the most. After Spike had finished his vows, he looked at Rarity, who was smiling at him, and trying not to cry so she wouldn't ruin her makeup. Afterwards, Twilight continued the ceremony. You may kiss the bride. Rarity and Spike leaned forward and gave each other a kiss. At the same moment, the whole building was filled with cheering for all the guests. Later, all went to the castle to have their wedding party, which the Pinky had arranged for them. During the party, Discord walked up to Spike while he was alone when Rarity was talking to her family. How does it feel to be married? It feels amazing. Thanks to be my best man. Anytime, Spike. I'm just happy to have taken the step. Discord smiled at Spike. After their conversation, Spike walked over to Twilight and he whispered something into her ear and she nodded. Twilight took a glass to make every pony silent. I wanted to make a toast for the newly married couple. Cheers! Every pony lifted their glasses, and for Rarity and Spike. I also have a special request for Spike for his wife Rarity. Rarity looked curiously both at Spike and Twilight. Spike had asked me if I could make him and Rarity both immortal, and I have approved the request if Rarity wants that. Rarity looked so shocked at Spike, who just nodded at her, and she nodded with tears in her eyes. Twilight used a spell that made a magical blue aura around it, Spike and Rarity. and after the light was gone, Twilight nodded to confirm. Now they were immortal. Rarity gave Spike a big kiss for the special gift, and they now they would be together forever. Later, they shared their first dance together. When they were dancing, it felt like the whole world was empty except for himself. Later, it was time for them to go on their honeymoon, and Twilight gave them a gift that they were going to spend 2 weeks in Saudi Arabia for the honeymoon, which both of them accepted. Rarity and Spike took the train later and waved goodbye to their friends and families at the station. Darling, I can't believe we're actually married now. I can't believe it either, but I'm happy we did it though. So am I. I'm happy to be with you forever. Rarity leaned against Spike's shoulder, and he and later the train arrived to Saudi Arabia. Both were going to having a such good time. They were taken to the royal castle. They were faced to Twilight's talk with the Saudi Arabian royal family. Both Spike and Rarity couldn't be more surprised that they were to spend their, their 2 weeks on their honeymoon with exploring the area, the culture, and even made so many memories. During the honeymoon, Spike couldn't have been more happier to be with Rarity, since to be married with his true love is the most amazing, and both were happy to have entered a new chapter in their lives. They had talked about starting a family within a few years, but first they wanted to live together as a married couple, and since that now they were immortal, they have all the time in the whole world.